You know, I'm really passionate about making decisions that align with your faith and your values, especially when it comes to your family. And one area where that can feel really challenging right now is healthcare. Costs keep rising, and it's hard to feel confident that you're choosing the right path. That's why I wanted to share something I've been learning about called Liberty Health Share. It's not health insurance. It's a healthcare sharing ministry, which means you're joining a community of believers who come together to help carry one another's medical expenses. It's people living out the idea that we're stronger when we support each other and show up for one another. They offer programs for different stages of life and different budgets. So whether you're newly married, starting a family, or just looking for a better, more aligned approach, it's worth checking out. If you've been praying about a better way to navigate healthcare, this could be something to look into. You can learn more at libertyhealthshare.org. That's libertyhealthshare.org. Liberty Health Share, a force for good.
This podcast is supported by Anthropic, the public benefit corporation behind Claude. Everyone's got a hard question about AI. Your job, your kids, where it's going. Anthropic was built to surface those questions and share what it finds along the way, because there's hope in hard questions. Ask yours at claude.ai/Spotify and keep thinking. That's claude.ai/Spotify.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning 5. Hope you're having a great week. I'm your host, Michael Ware, President and CEO of the Center for Christianity and Public Life. Today is Wednesday, August 19th. I'll start with a passage from the 119th Psalm. Teach me, O Lord, the way of your statutes, and I will keep it to the end. Give me understanding that I may keep your law and observe it with my whole heart. Lead me in the path of your commandments, for I delight in it. Incline my heart to your testimonies and not to selfish gain. Turn my eyes from looking at worthless things and give me life in your ways. Confirm to your servant your promise that you may be feared. Turn away the reproach that I dread, for your rules are good. Behold, I long for your precepts. In your righteousness, give me life. May God bless the reading of his word. Again, welcome friends to the Morning 5. Let's get to the news. First up, a court case is unfolding this week against Facebook parent company Meta. Yesterday, the company made its defense against claims that it designed its social media products, specifically Instagram, to addict young users. This trial is brought by 4 states, California, Colorado, Kentucky, and New Jersey. They say the technology is harming kids, and they're seeking $200 billion in damages. Megan O'Neill, a lawyer for the states, said during her opening statement, quote, hook the users, hook them for as long as they can, harvest their data, hide the truth from the public when making public statements. Meta's business model worked especially well for kids. It's just the latest lawsuit against the tech company. Earlier this year, Meta and YouTube were both found liable in a California case that awarded a young woman $6 million in damages. And this month, a New Mexico judge ordered Meta to pay almost $1 billion in damages in a consumer protection case brought by the state attorney general. Next up, the Strait of Hormuz is still largely frozen amid the U.S. war against Iran, and sailors are at risk. 2 ships in the Strait of Hormuz came under fire this week with at least 1 sailor killed, according to the Wall Street Journal. It's not clear which country launched the attacks or if the strikes intended to hit the ships as they transited the strait. The war is now in its 6th month. Prior to the conflict, about 1/5 of the world's oil and gas traveled through the strait. Last, for today's quick updates, the Trump administration said yesterday that it plans to roll back a rule from 2001 that has blocked people from building roads or logging inside of national forests, saying that adding new roads through public land will help firefighting crews during future wildfires. Department of Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins said, quote, "Our forests can't afford another decade of inaction. Across the country, we've watched preventable conditions, overgrown stands, insect outbreaks, and disease turn healthy landscapes into tinderboxes." With that, let's get into today's main story. Florida held consequential primary elections last night. Democrats saw another political upset from their left flank. Democratic Socialist Angie Nixon defeated Alex Vindman in the Democratic Senate primary. Nixon has called for universal health care and a minimum wage of $25 per hour. Her victory is striking for how far outspent she was during the campaign. Vindman raised 16 times as much funding as Nixon, according to the New York Times. Vindman spent $2.2 million on advertisements, and Nixon spent $60,000. "We have proved that everyday people are more powerful than corporations and billionaires," Nixon said in her victory speech. Several other progressive candidates have seen success in recent weeks, including House candidates in New York and Abdul El-Sayed running for Senate in Michigan. Progressives argue these candidates can push more enthusiastic Democratic voters to the polls for the upcoming midterm elections, while more moderate Democrats fear that candidates openly allied with the Democratic Socialists of America will have a hard time winning over key voting blocs. In Florida in particular, many voters fled socialist countries like Cuba or are descendants of those who left, and they remain wary of socialists. Nixon will face current Florida Senator Ashley Moody in the general election. Moody was previously Florida's Attorney General, appointed to the Senate by Governor Ron DeSantis last year after former Senator Marco Rubio left to lead the State Department. Democrats are taking an altogether different tack than Democratic socialism in the gubernatorial race. They nominated a former Republican Congressman David Jolly as their candidate for the general election. He said in his victory speech that his coalition is, quote, "not bound together by party, but bound together by patriotism." He added that we are celebrating the return of a resiliency, the renewal of a hope, the belief in each other once again. Plenty of other election results are still coming in, but we'll get into those races in tomorrow's episode. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Dear Father, always near us, may your name be treasured and loved. May your rule be completed in us. May your will be done here on earth in just the way it is done in heaven. Give us today the things we need today. Forgive us our sins and impositions on you, as we are forgiving all who in any way offend us. Please don't put us through trials, but deliver us from everything bad, because you are the one in charge and you have all the power. And the glory too is all yours forever, which is just the way we want it. All right, friends, thank you for joining me today. As always, the Morning Five is brought to you in partnership with the That Sounds Fun Network, supported by the Center for Christianity and Public Life. If you'd like to learn more about our work at CCPL, you can visit ccpubliclife.org. We hope you have a wonderful Wednesday.